Danny Hastings, Legendario. The podcast.
He framed the era, he froze the time between the industry, all in the riverland rhyme. It's the architect's vision, then the master's flow. Danny Hastings, Legendario. From the dark of the room, straight into the light, bringing gems of the culture back into the sight. The images were silent, now he's letting them speak with the giants of the era that made it unique. He's sitting with the legends he once caught in the lens to tell the whole story where the photograph ends. The truth of the cover, the grit and the glory. The man who shot the icons is telling a story. He framed the era, he froze the time between the industry, art, and the rhythm and rhyme. It's the architect's vision, then the master's flow. Danny Hastings, Legendary. Subscribe now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Danny Hastings. Welcome to another episode of Legendario, when each week I bring you somebody that I worked with in the past that have made a legendary name for him or herself. Today, I have an amazing artist, a great artist. He's a rapper, he's a writer, he's a producer, he's a father, he's a husband, family man, pioneer in the genre of hip hop, Brooklyn Knight. He's a Brooklyn Knight, original from New York. Not the Brooklyn that we know today. Not the Brooklyn that we know today. Not your coffee latte, macchiato Brooklyn that we know today. The real fucking Brooklyn. And I had the pleasure to hang out with him, his family, his brother, and did the cover for a monumental album. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Smoothe the Hustler.
Ah, man, thank you, brother.
Wow, man.
Thank you. That was a dope intro, man. Come on.
Once upon a time in America, bro.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
Smoothe, it's so good to see you, man.
You as well, man.
You look like you haven't aged a day in your life, bro.
You neither. You neither, brother. You neither. I mean, maybe it's in the water.
Maybe. I think it's hip hop, bro.
Absolutely.
I think our generation,
Fresh, right?
I think all across the board, man. I just had AZ.
Yeah.
I work with the Wu-Tang Brothers, all the time. And it's like, we're not looking like the 50-year-olds that back in the days, like how they used to look, man. A 50-year-old person back in the day.
You can tell they was 50.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like I think I don't get caught up in like 50s and new 30s or anything like that, but we have a certain, especially the ones that live in the creative
space, right?
Right?
Yeah. No time to tear your body up and just be raggedy with it.
Right.
We got to get out and hustle.
And you love what you do.
I love what I do. I love what I do, and I love the outlets it provides me.
Right.
Provides me other outlets to explore other, things that I love and things that I'm intrigued about and just want to dive into. So yeah, it gave me great opportunities.
Amazing, bro. Yeah. I travel a lot with artists like yourself, and it's just to see the love of the fans and how the fans, like, man, your name is legendary, like not just in the United States, but like in Europe. In South America, people know broken language, bro. People know Once Upon a Time in America.
That's love. Oh man, that's love. I mean, we toured quite a few times, around the world, but a lot of places I still didn't touch.
Yeah.
Right. That I want to touch. I want to go to Africa. We had a chance to go to Africa at one point, but it was a bunch of. We had to do a bunch of shots and take a bunch of stuff. So I was kind of leery about that.
I couldn't come empty-handed, so I brought you a gift for
man.
you and your family, bro.
Get out of here.
Yes,
Stop it.
Because as you may or may not know by now, I shot the beautiful album Once Upon a Time in America.
Yes.
And I printed a 60 by 20 from the negative. From the negative. One for you, one for your mom.
Oh man, come on, that's love.
Yo, because I don't know if she might remember me or not, but I came to the crib And we have food
This
in
was
there and
organic,
everything.
right? Right? Oh, come on, yo. Listen, first let me put it out there too. Yo, Danny came. Oh, come on, yeah. Look, he came to the hood, right? And at first I really didn't know what I was going to do. I'm just trying to think of the most coolest shit for him to capture, and just when in all reality, all he had to do was just capture what was in front of him.
Yeah,
right, because that shit meant the most to me. It meant everything, yo. Listen, it meant everything to me. Everything that you shot is like my diary. Oh, yeah, man, yeah. This everything, and this was all real shit.
Tell me what's going on.
In, look, she's telling me, and you guys heard it on the album too. She was telling me about my dad. Well, just not being in the streets and not following the negative stuff that was going on.
Stay away from the streets, boys.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I walked out. I'm only human, Mom, but we was leaving the leave. But what's so dope about just all the visual, but it just captured everything that I was about. Everything. My mom's, you heard her on the album. You heard my sister on the album, my brother on the album. I talked about my crew, which is on the back of the album cover, in the inserts. Yeah, man. Look at this. And this was organic. Nobody posed for the camera. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody posed. We wasn't posing. We wasn't doing. You was just there like a fly on the wall, just giving it what you got.
And one of the things that I love about this album, and the work I did for you was that, one, the family aspect of it, right? You and your brother. And then when I went to your home, your mom fed me. Your mom had food in there, and we ate, and we didn't have to go out and buy food or anything like that. And I saw that connection, right? And I thought of my family. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, this is how we roll. This is how, and then, the crew was out there. It was almost like the headquarters.
Right, absolutely. It was the headquarters.
What was the name of the street?
Saratoga.
Saratoga.
You was at the
Yes,
headquarters. Everybody, Papoose.
Papoose was from there? Yeah, MOP, Brownsville.
Yeah. That was the hallway. Christ, everybody hung out in that hallway.
Right.
We all, even to some of the late greats, $500,000. Rest in peace, Big L. He came and hung out in the hallway.
Right.
So, rest in peace, Notorious Big. He stopped. Foxy Brown. The list goes. Junior.
Wow.
That hallway. I mean, that was our
hallway
hub.
was legendary.
That was
Every time I drive to this, like, that's where Smoothe the Hustler lives, right there on that corner. Because he's close to that big kitchen. Atlantic, right? He's close to Atlantic, right? So every time I pass by there, I was like, yo, that's where we did the album cover. And
I loved it, man.
My wife, every time I pass by there, she's like, yeah, I know, that's where you shot the album cover. But we didn't shoot the album cover there. It's part of the project, right?
Right.
We went to the Capitol.
We walked up on that shit, and it was guerrilla.
It was guerrilla. Right?
I'm like, I ain't got the camera, and he was like, yeah, come on, we gonna go here, we gonna go. I'm like, oh shit, you really gonna do this?
We did it.
No permits,
none of
that. Just guerrilla. But I mean, that's we was going for the shot.
Right.
We needed that. It was once upon a time in America. We needed that. We needed that building.
100%. And it sort of like had the juxtaposition of, the humble beginnings, you know what I mean? The family structure, also the hood, strong representation.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And you in front of the Capitol looking at them like, like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? You know what I mean? And it kind of puts it in perspective, 25, 30 years later, what are they doing now? You know
Right,
what I mean? Like
right,
it's
right.
kind of crazy the
Right.
way the politics are swinging back into like
Right, right,
prehistoric times in America. You know what I mean? Where it's really serious. All the cuts or the benefits that are happening against our people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it puts the imagery of what we did.
Yeah, right back into the box.
Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications for part 2. Smoothe the Hustler, the Hustle, the Legend, and the Future. For a signed copy of my new book, Legendario Act 2, Digging in the Crates, visit DannyHastings.com.